I'm sure we've all heard the phrase when it comes to an NFL roster that outside of the starting quarterback position, the most important position on an NFL roster is the backup quarterback position. And the reason for this is if your starting quarterback were to get hurt, it is important for your team to have a viable option as a backup and some sort of insurance policy to keep the season alive and remain competitive throughout the course of an NFL season. We saw this last season with the Cleveland Browns when both their starting quarterback and their backup quarterback got hurt, and then veteran quarterback Joe Flacco took over and was able to lead them to the playoffs. Now, part of that is because the Browns have one of the best rosters in the NFL, but it still goes to show you that you always want to plan for the unexpected. Now, behind me, we have a list comprised by CBS Sports on who they believe are some of the top backup quarterbacks in the NFL. And this offseason as a whole, we saw a lot of teams, some of the players which are listed here, a lot of teams definitely made some moves to secure a legitimate backup quarterback on the roster partly because of some of the injuries that we had to starting quarterbacks last season. So teams are looking at that, and as we all know, the NFL is a copycat league. You want to make sure, especially if you're a team that's trying to make a push in the playoffs and a potential Super Bowl run, you want to make sure that you have a legitimate option at the backup quarterback position in case your starter misses a few games. Now, for me, if I had to choose one person out of the 10 players listed here, as far as who I believe is the best backup quarterback in the league, you can make an argument for all of these players, but for me, if I had to choose one, it would probably be Justin Fields. And the reason why I say Justin Fields is because some of that is partly because of upside, but I think overall, in terms of what he brings to the table, he might not be the most polished passer, but because of his athleticism and the team that he plays for, if worst case scenario, you need him to sort of be a game manager and not lose you the game, I feel like he's definitely capable of doing that, where his job is just to make enough plays to allow the defense to keep you in the game. And with a team like the Steelers, you have a good running game and they've made additions to the offensive line. I feel like he's somebody who can just do his job and not lose you the game. But I want to hear from football fans in the comment section down below, especially fans of teams of the quarterbacks listed here in the background. Who do you believe is the best backup quarterback in the NFL? And are you guys satisfied with who you have as your backup quarterback on the roster?